Huh? What? What?
Holy shit.
Fluke
Level
from
complete?
450?
Moses.
What the hell? What the
Huge.
fuck was that?
Extreme Demon. Zam.
This is like extreme
Zom.
tier NLW, dude. How the fuck did I just do that?
By being awesome sauce.
Oh my god, alright, I'm gonna deafen. That's okay. 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 Sure. Sure, man. No deaths in the second half. That makes sense. That makes sense. What just happened? What just happened? Oh god, that's so funny. My last ship has to look so weird because I was so close to death so many times. What just happened? What did I just do? Oh, I'm recording, right? It actually recorded? Okay, good. Oh my gosh, what just happened? What was any of that? Oh, dude, what the hell? So, I started playing this because I saw a bunch of people, like, recently have picked this level up. No, top period is what I want. Like, Tech did it, you know, like, just like, a few people were picking it up. Vardixy didn't hit leaderboard, but Vardixy was working on it, too, which is part of why I was like, at least want to check it out. So, last night, I shit you, wait. Was that sub 24 hours learn and beat Crystal? No. Yes. Yes. No. Well, no, it was. Because I started learning Crystal it's very close to 24 hours. I think it's sub 24 hours because I think I started learning Crystal after midnight last night and I beat it before midnight today. So I learned it and beat it all within the 14th. I'm pretty sure. That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. Oh my god. But so I at least wanted to like do a practice run and like learn a little bit of the ending, right? Like the thought was I would just kind of get a feel for the ending and then just kind of pick at it over the next few days. But I started playing it and I'm like, this is really fun. I really thoroughly enjoy this level. So I was like, fuck it. Okay, let's learn more. And I learned the whole level, like understood how to do each part in like 2-3 hours ish, maybe I'd say 3 hours would be my guess. Does this have a thumbnail? Oh, it does indeed have a thumbnail. That wave should be the thumbnail, so yeah, good choice. But like I was just playing it a bunch last night, didn't get really far, got some good runs, I had like 52 to 100, but I didn't do a ton with it, right? Went to bed, woke up today, and then just like kind of stormed through it. That was really, really nice. It was a great level. I love this level a lot. There are definitely some choke points, but I didn't find them bad enough to detract from the really masterful gameplay. There were a few that were rough. The one, I think it's like 21 or 22 or 23, somewhere in there. There's a part where you hit 2 black orbs as a spider, and then you like jump into a ship portal, and then you have to like immediately like swing. You hit a ship portal and a pad at the same time, jump up as a ship, and then right as you hit an upside down portal, you have to like click to like swing through a little gap. That was a really nasty choke point, and you can do one of two things. You can either buffer the black orb so it's pretty much the same every time, or you can do what I did, which is take the second black orb later, so you jump up later, so you're slightly lower when you hit the upside down portal, which means that you can swing through that gap a little bit easier. It's less consistent, but it's much more manageable. At least I thought it was. Obviously all of the waves in this are pretty big choke points, but I didn't find any of them too bad. The one at like 34 was the one that took me the longest to get down, and once I got it down, I pretty much had it. Like I towards the end of this session, I like really practiced that part, got a feel for it, and was just kind of doing it just about every time. The duel at 70 lines you up slightly differently for like the waves being the same gravity thing every time. I couldn't get the waves to be on top of each other perfectly no matter what I did. I found that hitting the black orb at the start of the duel a little later sets them closer together, just generally sets them closer together, kind of, sort of. Obviously, it depends on how you do the other 2 clicks too, but that was the most consistent way I could find to get those waves close together. The one problem I did have there was, and I didn't die to it much, but it was kind of awkward, and it maybe just could have been tweaked a bit. The way you come out of that wave part into, like, the, I think it's cube for, like, literally you don't even click in the cube, and then you hit the ball portal green orb and click, I'm pretty sure. If you go too low, and that's upside down low, so high from, you know, a normal person's point of view, into that portal, into the cube portal, you hit the down gravity portal sooner, which means you fall past the green orb earlier, which makes the timing really annoying. Because if you jump into a like from cube into ball, if you like jump in, you get like crazy height, right? So if you buffer the green orb or hit the green orb early, you get launched like crazy and you don't hit the invis slope after that. But if you then try to time it, it might just be, you know, you time it too late and you hit it anyway. So you had to kind of consciously go through the middle or even the bottom of that portal to get that green orb to be, like, consistent every time. Wasn't a big issue, wasn't really dying to it from zero, or in practice, well, obviously not from zero, but I wasn't really dying to it in practice ever, like, wasn't too worried about it. But it was kind of, while I was learning it, it was definitely awkward. I could see other people potentially struggling with it. And then the last ship is just really, really fucking awkward. It's supposed to be difficulty. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a big difficulty jump from sort of the stuff before it. But it's brutal. The worst part, obviously, at least for me, was the control you need. So there's a few problems with it. The transition in is entirely dependent on how you do the black orb before the blue orb in the ship portal. Because if you do that black orb late, you're higher on the blue orb in the ship portal, which sometimes just, like, it's impossible to hit the blue orb, or at least it was impossible for me to hit the blue orb and survive, depending on how I hit the black orb. So you have to hit the black orb middle to early-ish. But if you hit it too early, then you can die from hitting the blue orb and, like, holding and hitting the spike on the bottom as you, like, kind of swing around. So you had to kind of pick a middle ground timing, and, like, most of the time it worked, so it was fine, but it was definitely something I died to a lot in practice, a lot more than the surroundings. And then the ship control, you need to hit the down gravity portal, let go and re-grab, and, like, you know, catch yourself through that nicely is very, very difficult. And it's only worsened by the setup-based blue orb preceding it. That was tricky. Luckily, I didn't die there from zero. I genuinely thought I was, like, almost certainly going to. Yeah, the rest of that ship is just genuine difficulty, and then the last click is chokeable, but it synced well for me, so I didn't even really have to worry about, like, timing it visually. It was pretty much right on the song. Yeah, this was really, really fun. This was really fun. I'm so glad I chose to beat this. I can't, Fluke for 50. What the hell, dude? I doubt that's world record Fluke on something like this, just because, I mean, how many people are on leaderboard for this? 43, and I'm certain there are more that aren't on here. I would not at all be surprised if there are some crazy Flukes on this, just because the gameplay at the end of the day is really consistent. Like, it's really fun. I think it's fair. There are definitely some choke points, but if you're at a skill level where you can manage those choke points well enough, and I didn't think there were a ton, to be fair, I didn't think there were a lot of choke points. There were a few, and like I said, I mentioned most of them. But if you're in a spot where you can manage those choke points, this is, I mean, brilliantly fun. Brilliantly fun. Masterfully well made. Absolutely love it. Would absolutely recommend it. Check it out if you're in the skill level. I think I can see where this is something that, like, going for it as a hardest might be rough, because a lot of the gameplay is like know-how-y gameplay, right? Where, like, the more shit you've played, and the like higher your skill is, the more immediately stuff will just kind of come to you because it feels natural. If you've done stuff above it, I don't know. Maybe that makes sense only to me, but especially if you have stuff harder than this done, I would definitely say give this a try, at least. It's definitely not going to be for everyone, but I really, really loved it. Okay. I'm going to cut the recording here now. Bye.